We talk about at Bristol, you've got to survive this because it's a wild card race, and Jimmy Johnson right now has not survived it very well at the contact into the wall with Juan Pablo Montoya getting into his quarter panel. And it's Denny Hamlin also having problems as he's behind the wall. The 48 crew trying to get the repairs done to get back out to get as many points as possible. Hamlin's car also still behind the wall as they've had issues. In fact, 5 of the drivers in the top 6 in the points entering tonight have had issues. Hamlin back out on the track finally, but he is well down in 34th, 25 laps, and now 26 is there goes your leader, Kyle Busch. We mentioned the fact that the top 5 drivers in the points, 5 in the 6. Look at this. Kyle Busch could jump 5 tonight. Burton could pick up 3. Stewart has had problems. Denny Hamlin, and you want to know where Jimmy Johnson is going to end up? He could be as low as 9th coming out of this race tonight if they cannot get back on the track. How about the battle for the bubble? Well, 12th spot right now goes to Clint Bowyer, and he's got an 88-point margin over Mark Martin, unless Mark can pick it up, because Bowyer is running 3rd, guys.
Yeah, but we've seen just how quickly things can change here at this fast-paced track. Clint Bowyer would love for this race to end pretty soon. He'd love to win, but he knows that 3rd place would give him a nice cushion going into the last 2. But a lot can happen from this point forward.
One of the interesting things, 5 of the drivers in the top 9 running right now were running in last night's Nationwide Series race. Let's get an update on the 11. There's Denny Hamlin. Doc, what do you hear?
It was a drive shaft issue with the 11 car. Apparently the drive shaft just snapped over there. They brought the car behind the wall, and they had to balance the car to try to wedge the drive shaft in the universal area in the back of the car at the rear end loose. They were finally able to get the old one out and put the new one in, but it took a while. Denny Hamlin now repaired and back on the track.
You saw where he is right now on the racetrack, running 34th, 25 laps down. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch's lead over Rudiman, 1.2 seconds, and he's still trying to make history to become the first ever in NASCAR history to win all 3 Touring Series events in the same weekend. That's Regan Smith right in front of him. Regan is 31st right now. He is 7 laps down.
I'm sure with the problems that Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson have had, Kyle Busch is feeling pretty good about his chances. If he can just kind of keep his nose clean here tonight, his probably the 2 fastest cars that he has encountered throughout the night have gone by the wayside.
Yeah, and Montoya's car was really fast up into that contact he had. I'm pretty surprised, actually. He's able to stay out there with that tire as bad as it was rubbing early on. We don't see much smoke coming from it now, but look at Junior, man. He's rolling.
Well, and I was going to say, let's check in on Dale, because remember, he started 27th. Last night in the Nationwide Series race, he went down a lap, Vince Welch, and he's doing the same routine tonight, just slowly but surely working his way back.
Well, remember at the end of the Nationwide race, he said he felt like they learned some things last night that would apply to tonight, and that's been the case this evening. He started 27th. They had some issues with the handling early, but they know it's a long race. They worked on the car, massaged its handling. It's getting a little better. Still not perfect, but he's worked his way up 20 positions. Now he's in the top 10, and we've still got better than 200 laps to go, right at 200.
And we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he holds the mark for starting deepest in the field. He won this event starting 30th back in 2004. Casey Kane going side by side with David Reagan. Kane, another guy that's been rebounding well. He's into the 9th position. Jeff Gordon behind him in 10th.
You see Matt Kenseth right there running right in front of Casey Kane. The car's smoking a little bit. It's still running really good, but definitely see some smoke coming out of it.
We mentioned Jeff Gordon. There he is going around the 43 of A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger's 5 laps down right now, running in 30th. Check in once again on this battle between the teammates from Earnhardt Ganassi Racing as Montoya's in 4th, McMurray in 5th.
And Murray's had a great time on the racetrack. His pit road that's given him a problem tonight. He's worked himself all the way back to that 5th spot. I would like to see, if this race continues on, if he can get up and challenge Kyle Busch at all. He seems to be able to run the lap times.
Both the race leader and McMurray ran 16.7 second laps that last time around. How about Kurt Busch? We go on board with his battle with the 31 of Jeff Burton. Joey Logano right behind. This is 11th, 12th, and 13th, guys.
Yeah, Kurt Busch had one of the dominant cars here in the spring race. Hasn't been able to find that magic. This is a different tire. We've documented a number of times, and I think that it's thrown some of these guys a curve as far as their setups.
How about that 47? Ambrose has had a lot of good runs here.
This has been one of his better oval tracks. And right now he is doing well as he is running in the 14th position. And as that battle sort of settles down for a little bit, let's go back up front. There is Kyle Busch. His lead is 1.4 seconds. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 6 of the last 7 races on the short tracks. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station. Got Major League Baseball on ESPN Sunday and ESPN2 on Monday night. First, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, 8 Eastern. We got Torrey Hunter and the Angels, Joe Mauer and the Minnesota Twins. And then 2 teams in the thick of the NL races meet on ESPN2's Monday Night Baseball, 10 Eastern. Joey Votto and the Reds face Buster Posey and the Giants. Both games available on ESPN3.com. We're working traffic with our leader as you're on board with Kyle Busch. He has now led a total of 140 laps. Jimmy Johnson led the most so far at 175.
Yeah, I've been watching that a little bit, and Kyle Busch kind of got his fullback blocker in Denny Hamlin, who's a lot of laps down, but he came back out on fresh tires. He passed Kyle. Kyle just kind of let him go, but Denny's kind of opening up the holes, making Kyle's life even easier as if he needed any help.
Well, that's Jeff Green lap traffic right in front of him. Green is in 24th position. He is on the lead lap, so he is trying to fight hard to stay there. He's the last car on the lead lap.
This is the longest green flag run we've had, 70 laps. The longest one we had was previous was 66 laps.
Well, Kyle's just making this look easy as he goes around here, though. His car is working extremely well. He gets himself, or when situations present themselves, he's been very smart to just kind of wait a minute, let the traffic sort itself out, and then he takes advantage of that and goes on by.
Well, he still only has about a 1 second lead over David Rudiman. Rudiman's car seems to really come on at the end of these longer runs, and that's why I was kind of looking at how long this run's been. We'll see if Rudiman can maybe make up a little ground on it.
While all this is going on, Jimmy Johnson is still behind the wall. Let's get an update from Dave Burns.
They're almost finished, Marty, and ready to go back out and give it a try. Possible suspension damage that they're not sure about how it'll handle, but the main thing was getting the oil cooler and the radiator replaced on the car. And one common sense thing they did for safety was they put the cool down unit on it before they took off the old radiator. You know how hot they can be with the water coming through there, so they didn't get scalded. Also, Chad Knaus told them, slow down. We're so far down, take your time and do it right. Motor is refired, and they're getting ready to pull back out.
Yeah, they can't drop any farther than where they are in 35th. Everybody below them is already out of the race. And, you know, we talked about how Bristol can change the game, and it certainly has in the drive for 5 for that team. How about the drive for 3 in a weekend for the 18 as he is coming up on Sam Hornish? And if Sam, well, he's going to go a lap down and just does, as he's now 23rd. So that means 22 cars on the lead lap.
Andy, there's another one of your 2-tire guys in the 83 car, Reed Sorensen. They just changed 2 last time.
Yeah, we saw that. We didn't get to see them on the race off, but I checked later. They did take 2 tires and just went straight back. So, boy, if other teams weren't paying attention before, I'm sure they were there.
And as we mentioned, that 83 car about Brian Vickers, we want to finish that story. We never got a chance because of a caution that came out. And Vickers, of course, had a news conference. He had surgery to repair a hole in his heart, put a stent in his leg. He says he will be back in time to drive when we hit Daytona in February. So we'll wish him all the best in his recovery. There's your leaderboard after 327 of 500 laps. Kyle Busch still on top.
ESPN's coverage of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series on ABC. Brought to you by Tenactin. Get Boom. Tough Actin' Tenactin.
Of the 336 laps turned here at Bristol Motor Speedway tonight, Kyle Busch has now led 159 of them. Now, of note, he is going for the weekend sweep. 5 times he's attempted to win the nationwide race, the Camping World Truck Series race, and the Sprint Cup Series race. Already this season, he's tried to do it twice, but tonight appears to be his best chance at this. No driver has ever won 3. How does this add to the Kyle Busch lore?
Well, I think with the opportunity to do it, it continues to add to the ability of Kyle Busch that we all know is tremendous. I think it's going to be interesting is can he get to the end of this race and not get tangled up with Brad Keselowski, because Brad is obviously not running as well as Kyle, and for Kyle to accomplish this would be incredible. But will Brad play spoiler is the question I have in my mind.
Well, I don't know. There's something about this racetrack definitely suits Kyle's driving style. He and Dave Rogers are doing a great job adjusting on this car as the night goes on. But Brad Keselowski might not be the only spoiler. That guy in that one car, James McMurray, is just flying up through the field after having 2 pit road penalties. As DJ said, he's all the way back up in 3rd place.
But in terms of retaliation in that 12 car, isn't there a certain team owner like Roger Penske who may frown upon that if Brad retaliates?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see any retaliation. I know a lot of the fans are looking for that to happen, but, you know, look, he's got a really good car. Kyle Busch does. You see Brad Keselowski trying to survive this thing. Obviously not a really good car tonight. I don't think you're going to see the retaliation. You know, back to Kyle Busch a little bit, I'm pretty impressed at how he's able to adjust to this car all night long, and it's took the daylight conditions, it's handled good, the night conditions now, but, you know, he's doing a great job holding on to this thing. That's a fast car he's got, and he could, you know, win this trifecta, I call it. This could happen for him tonight, because he's, you know, it's his race to lose at the moment.
McMurray is getting pressure from David Ruben, but McMurray has had issues tonight. He slid through his pit stall on the first pit stop. He was speeding on the second, yet he is still, like Clint Boyer, up there running strong. Boyer had problems.
Oh, he really is. And actually, he just took 2nd place away from the 00, so he's moving forward. I think you're going to see him put a little bit of pressure on our leader here shortly.
All right, thanks, guys. As we take a look at Jamie McMurray, as this has been, and you were watching this before, and let's get an update on the one from Vince Welch.
Yeah, you know, guys, this may be the guy with the best car on the track all night. They've made 4 pit stops. 3 of those 4 pit stops, they've not made a single change to the car. McMurray loves it, but as Nicole and the guys in the pit studio mentioned, they've had their problems in the pits. They had a loose lug nut penalty. They overslid the box and lost 3 spots on their first stop. But once he's on the track, man, this guy's car is hooked up. And McMurray, I agree with Ray. I think he's going to be putting some pressure on Kyle Busch before it's over with.
Could be trouble for Matt Kenseth. He has got problems. He has pulled down pit road, and he is headed for his pit stop. He was 8th.
To the right side. Left side looks good. Go, 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 go.
Well, we saw a bit of a chunk of rubber. Don't know if that was just something he picked up on the way in, but they changed the right sides.
You know, they said that the left sides looked good, so he was apparently reporting something that he may have a flat tire. He said one of them was flat, and I didn't catch that. It was
Probably the right front. We've seen, you know, so many tires go down. This is the longest green flag run, like I said, and been kind of looking for this.
Kyle Busch on the right side of your screen, he has gotten around his teammate Denny Hamlin now, and on the left side of your screen you're looking at Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. They are duking it out for the 8th spot.
Gordon had fallen back a little bit there, but he's starting to work his way back towards trying to get to that top 5. 6th, I believe, was the highest up that he ever got earlier on.
There he goes underneath Junior, so he'll take the spot away, and he does clear. But another strong run tonight after last night's run for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Car's been pretty good. It started to fall off, and I'm speaking of Dale Jr., started to fall off a little bit here with all of these green flag laps. So we have to watch him, make sure that he doesn't have some type of tire issue.
There you see Matt Kenseth. He is back out on the track, but he is now 25th, 2 laps down. And the bad news for Matt is he only has 1 top 10 finish in his last 10 races. Now he has a fast car, but there are 2 cars in front of him that are only 1 lap down, so he will not get the lucky dog. He's going to have to do it all behind the wheel if he's going to try and get back into this. And you just saw that puff of smoke.